Students, let us start our chapter 8, Cell Structure and Functions. Are you ready? Let us begin. Dear students, discovery of the cell. Cell is the basic structural unit of an organ. Cells may be compared to bricks. Bricks are assembled to make a building. In the same way, cells are assembled to make the body of every organism. Robert Hooke in 1665 discovered cell by observing cork. Cork is a part of the bark of a tree. Bark is the outermost layer of stems and roots of woody plants. The bark of a tree is similar in many ways to our own human skin. Here is a picture showing the cork cells as observed by Robert Hooke. Here you can see it is similar to our skin. It is having hexagonal structural units. The cells have different designs, shapes and sizes. Organisms differ from one another, but all are made up of cells. Cells in the living organisms are complex living structures, unlike non-living bricks. The egg of a hen represents a single cell, but it is big enough to be seen by unaided eye. That means we can see it without the help of a microscope. Here you can see the arrangement of cells in an onion peel, which can be compared to the arrangements of any two bricks in a wall made up of brick. Organisms show variety in cell number, shape and size. There are millions of living organisms which are of different shapes and sizes. Their organs also vary in shape, size and number of cells. The number of cells runs into billions and trillions in organisms. Like human body has trillions of cells varying in shapes and sizes. And you know, a billion is 1,000 million and a trillion is 1,000 billion, right? On the basis of the number of cells, the organisms can be classified into two categories, multicellular and unicellular. Multicellular organisms are the organisms made up of more than one cell. Multi means many and cellular means cell. Organisms with billions of cells begins life as a single cell, which is the fertilized egg. Right, students? The fertilized egg cell then multiplies and the number of cells increase as the development proceeds. All the functions in multicellular organisms are carried out by groups of specialized cells forming different tissues, and tissues in turn form organs. When we talk about unicellular organisms, these are the organisms made up of a single cell only. Uni means one and cellular means cell. A single celled organism performs all the necessary functions that multicellular organisms perform. For example, amoeba, paramecium, etc. Amoeba captures and digests food, respires, excretes, grows and reproduces with being a unicellular organism. For unicellular organisms like amoeba, the shape is irregular, like you can see in the diagram. In fact, you can say amoeba has no definite shape. It keeps on changing its shape. There is no set pattern for its shape. See in the diagram here. It keeps on changing. The projections of different length protrudes. Protrudes means coming out, comes out. Ubhra hua, out of its body, and are called as pseudopodia. Pseudo is a Latin term for false and podia means feet. These projections appear and disappear as amoeba moves or feeds. Dear students, we have also seen paramecium in our lower classes. It is also a unicellular organism. When we talk about various shapes of cells, WBC, that is white blood cell present in human blood, is a unicell which can change its shape. WBC is a single cell, but amoeba is a full-fledged organism capable of independent existence. Generally, we see cells in round shape, spherical or elongated shapes. Spherical shaped are red blood cells present in human blood, which we call it as RBCs or erythrocytes. These are spherical. And some cells are long and pointed at both the ends, and they exhibit a spindle shape like human muscle cells. They are spindle shaped. See in the diagram here. Some cells are branched like nerve cell, which we call as neuron also. Can you see a branch here, a long tail? This is nerve cell. The nerve cell receives and transfers messages, thereby help to control and coordinate the working of different parts of the human body. Actually, it is present in almost all the chordates. Dear students, nerve cells help in control and coordination in the body. Size of the cells in living organisms may be as small as a millionth of a meter, that is a micrometer or micron, or may be as large as a few centimeters. Most of the cells are microscopic in size and are not visible to unaided eye. That means without microscope we can't see them. They need to be enlarged or magnified by microscope. The smallest cell is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer in bacteria. The largest cell is that of an ostrich, the egg of an ostrich, with dimensions 170 millimeter into 130 millimeter. You must have seen egg of a hen. In it, there is a white material surrounding the yellow part. This white material is albumin, which gets solidified on boiling, and the yellow part in the egg is yolk. It is part of the single cell. You can observe this single cell without any microscope. Yes, dear students, have you seen an egg? So you may see it without any microscope. It is visible to your naked human eyes. The next question arises in our minds: are the cells in an elephant larger than the cells in a rat? It's a question really to think about. Actually, the size of the cells has no relation with the size of the body of the animal or the plant. It's not necessary that the cells in the elephant be much bigger than those in a rat. Size of the cell is related to its function mainly. For example, nerve cells, both in the elephant and rat, are long and branched. They perform the same functions, and that is to transfer messages. Now comes the cell structure and function. Each living organism has a number of organs. For example, we have digestive organs, which together constitute digestive system. Each organ in the system performs different functions such as digestion, assimilation and absorption. You have learnt all this in class 7th. Similarly, in plants, there are different functions performed by different organs. Like roots help in the absorption of water and minerals. Leaves are responsible for synthesis of food. And each organ is further made up of smaller parts called tissues. And you know that a tissue is a group of similar cells performing a specific function. And an organ is made up of tissues which in turn are made up of cells. The cell in a living organism is the basic structural unit. We have to deal with cell now. Thanks for watching, students.